Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman29, and I seen Uziyahu did a video on Elohim. I haven't watched it yet, but what I wanted to do is give my thoughts and then go over and see his and see if we arrived at the same conclusion. From what I've seen, especially Elohim used in Genesis 1:1, which is just before the exile, writing into exilic. They're not sure. It's in that later time period. Elohim is used as a proper name. However, when it's used in earlier texts, say Judges 5, which is really early, the Song of Deborah, which is beautiful, and it's used with a different spelling, which is interesting. So maybe two writers. So let's go see and we'll see what Strong has to say about that, because sometimes it can be very annoying figuring out such things. And so I'm going to switch over to the desktop, partial desktop, go to eSword. We'll see how it's used in Genesis 1:1. Here's Genesis 1:1. Bereshit, bara, Elohim, et ha-shemoyim, vayet ha-eretz. So this is the earth. Here's Elohim right here. So that's Aleph. That'll be the L, the H, the Y, and the M. So now going over to Judges 5, the last part of Judges 5:3. Here we have this right here is interesting. Yehovah, Elohim. This is A-L-H-Y. Yisrael. So, if we do a search on this pronunciation of Elohim, this is also strange because it says 430 in Strong's. Plural of 433, gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used in the plural, thus especially with the article of the supreme God, occasionally applied by the way of defiance. So we'll look at 433 dictionary. This is 430. 430. This is spelled Aleph, L-H-Y-M, and such. So we'll go to 31, 32, 33. This is Eloah. The second form is rare, probably prolonged from H410, a deity or the deity, God or God. So now we have to go up to 410. Now, this right here is older. I'm going to say it's older because we're going to do a search. And my guess is that the text that were from the older text, this will show up. So we're just going to do an example on seeing the time period where this may have been used. So we're going to go back over to the Hebrew Old Testament. We're going to do a search. Paste, search all that. And we get nothing. Phrase. And why don't we get anything? Genesis 1. Getting some problems here. Sorry about that. Judges 5, 3, 430. Copy. Paste. And there we have it. One example of it's used in 9:26. At Genesis 24:3. So we'll go there, accept, and we'll bring it over in English so everybody can see it. 24:3. I will swear by the Lord So this is where it's used with the different spelling. It's not Elohim. It's differently. So now we're going to check, see what time period that came from. Go over to Study Notes, File Open, JP and E, and we're going to link it 24/1. Yes, older. This is the pink. This would be the text from the pink is the text from, I believe it's the J text, which comes from Judah. So the older terminology is definitely used there. And let's try one more. Try one more here. But anyways, so there's two forms. There's 433, Eloah, and there's Elohim. That'd be Strong's 410. Right there. That's El, which is Deity, Canaanite, and an ancient Near Eastern word for God. 430 is Elohim, Genesis chapter 1. 433 is Eloah. And what's interesting is, let's check out what the words mean, our God mean. So we'll go to the Yiddish, Hebrew, English dictionary. We'll type in Eloah, God. So what I'm going to do is go down so we can see the different names of each of these. My God, thy God, God of the, amen, God of truth, God of the fathers, gods of the people, gods of the land, God of truth, gods of the Amorites, gods of the Goyim, or Gentiles, gods of the hills, God on high, foreign gods. So as you can see, there's two different, their God, our gods, plural, Elohim, God. This also should be plural, but it's usage. This might be the kingly we or divine we, sometimes used in ancient Near Eastern texts, possibly. Very interesting. God created, God lives. So I'm not too sure what that would mean, but it's interesting. So it's my guess. It's my guess that the older text would use Elohi, and the newer text, not newer, exilic, pre-exilic, a little bit pre-exilic, Hezekiah time period, would use Elohim. So when you see Jehovah, even though they pronounce it Elohim, it's definitely spelled different. And as you've seen from the one example, I need to go back and see if the rest are in those time periods, because it may be characteristic of that particular writer, which wrote from older texts, from Judah. And I still think that the older texts that say Yahweh comes older, because anytime that Elohim is used, sometimes it's in combination as the proper name. ends up being a lot more being used in Israel. Now, not too sure what that means, but I'll be working on it. My head's kind of spinning right now, so I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out at some point. So, until then, interesting thoughts. I'm going to go watch the Uziyahu video. I'm going to post the link for it over there, and also an article over there that you can check out some things. So, take care, friends. Not sure what you got out of this, but if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.